So we've just heard from the Nissan CEO with its big bet on electrifying essentially the majority of its profits in the years to come. How are you investing along this theme, and what are your top picks given there's so much momentum and competition in the space?
Absolutely, and thank you for having me here today. So look, I think the first theme that's really front and center for our clients is sustainable energy, and that's looking at alternatives to traditional energy sources such as fossil fuels and their related sectors. So within that, we would be looking at renewable energy or alternative fuels, or energy efficiency technologies, or storage, or even infrastructure. And that leads us quite neatly to the second related theme, which is future of transport related themes. And with the world shifting to a more low carbon and autonomous transport sector, that's going to require quite a lot of investment. And that opportunity isn't just limited to electric vehicle manufacturers or battery makers. There's a whole value chain connected to both powering the vehicles as well as autonomous technologies and even transport efficiencies that are going to be presenting opportunities for investors over the long term. And then thirdly, another area of interest is impact investing. And because sustainability isn't really about kind of only looking at one theme or one sector, impact investing looks a little bit more broadly at environmental and social themes that could potentially advance the sustainable development goals. So, you know, not just energy, but also clean water and sanitation, or education,
right,
or pollution remediation and other issues like that.
How important is public-private partnership in order to achieve all of this impact investing and ESG themes when it comes to the markets?
Yeah, absolutely. This was a really big theme that came out of COP26 this year, and something that we're keen to focus on at BlackRock as well. So we estimate that in order to really achieve a just and equitable net zero transition, emerging markets will need about $1 trillion per year of funding. So we believe that leveraging additional public finance from economies that can afford it into countries where that green transition is really critical, but it's still underfunded, will be really, really key to unlocking that transition. So public finance can really be used to really leverage and mobilize private investment when it comes to green infrastructure in emerging markets.
So what are the opportunities that you're seeing in Asia, especially, of course, as we see China's drive in order to transition to green energy as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, countries like China and India, obviously, because they are such a big proportion of the APAC universe and a contributor to APAC's emissions, will be really critical in this. Now, China, obviously, with its net zero by 2060 commitment and the announcement of its cooperation with the USA, will be at the forefront of technological development. We're already seeing China really driving strides in renewable energy and electric vehicles in particular. And we continue to believe that, particularly with the development of its carbon markets over the medium to long term, that they will continue to facilitate that shift. And in India, obviously, that was a welcome announcement with their 2070 net zero target. And that's a really significant development for the region, because as India makes efforts to raise the $1 trillion that it believes it needs in climate finance to really facilitate that transition, we think that will really create massive opportunities, particularly in energy infrastructure in that economy as well. But it all hinges on that question of public-private finance partnerships that we just talked about.